Good afternoon, Madam Camara.
Madam Camara, kwa abeti nyana, be kontona. Yes, good afternoon.
Did you have a good break?
Akufe da hale do mandimbang.
Alhamdulillah,
Thanks to God, I've had a good rest.
Are you ready to continue with your testimony?
Akufe paretele be continue no la ila sede yaro la lebang. Yes, I can.
Prior to the break,
Nimbita da hala.
You provided a very detailed narrative about the torture that was meted out to you at the NIA premises in Banjul. You provided a lot of information about what they did to you. I would like to ask a few specific questions just to get additional detail about what you've told us. So it is not my intention to go over the entire account again. You provided a very good narrative of what happened. You mentioned that when you were first taken into another room, one of the first things that they said to you was that you were the chairwoman, one of the chairpersons, I should say rather, of UDP. And you were claiming that you were not aware of the demonstration. They seemed to know who you were. Apart from the name that you provided, Haruna, did you recognize any of the other NIA officials?
At that time, there was no one I could recognize because I was blindfolded.
And you told us that they referred to you as a chairwoman.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you were chairing at the time or what you represented at the time?
At that time, I was a chairperson.
Of where?
UDP.
At the UDP.
For which region?
Where?
Jibo Town.
Ibo Town.
Jibo Town, Joshua.
Ibo Town, Joshua.
You said that they held you, they put you on a table. And they held your hands and legs. I know that at the time you were blindfolded. Could you tell how many people were in the room with you?
No, I was not aware of that as well.
Did they say anything while they were beating you?
Yes. They were saying very bad words which a normal person would not say.
And what were they saying to you?
God knows those are very horrific words which I will not be able to repeat here.
Even if you can't repeat what they said, can you give us an idea of the types of insults that they were making against you? What were they driving at?
These were insults bordering on the woman, very terrible insults, insults of the mother also.
And as part of these insults, did they say what they would do to you prior to beating you?
They didn't tell me what they will do, but what they made me to know was that if I did not tell them the truth, but then I saw to it that they did not want me to tell them the truth, but to tell them lies. And it was better for me to die than to tell lies. Because the judgment of this earth is a lesser one compared to the judgment of the hereafter.
You said that they were beating you until you fainted.
They beat me until I fainted completely.
Can you tell us, well, could you figure out what they were using to beat you? What kind of material?
They had whips. Even my back, it was swollen, and I suffered cuts there.
Were you able to estimate for how long they were beating you?
It took a long time because they beat me until I fainted. And when I realized, when I woke up, I found that I was inside the grass. And at that time, they had poured water on the whole of my body. My wrapper was completely wet.
You told us that they beat you until you fainted.
Yes.
You regained consciousness. And they beat you again until you fainted. A second time.
Yes. Yes. One man came and took me off from their hands.
At what point were you taken to the panel that was then asking you questions? I'm referring to the panel that included Tamba Masane.
That happened that same night.
Was it after you had fainted the second time, or was it before that?
When I fainted and I regained consciousness, one man came and took me away and placed me on that door, and this guy came and kicked me. That man kicked me where I was lying down, and other men came and found me where I was lying, and they took me and dragged me to that panel.
Do you know if that panel could tell whether you had been tortured?
Yeah.
Yes, samba panelo men nyatilimula. So ibe samba la je tumo men fo momondi nyaaye je ba lonno la ko ete menketela.
You would know that. Yes.
Can you tell us why you say that?
Afanye munan ya fuko ba lonno le momondi yeje.
Because at that time I was unable to walk, unable to talk.
You told us that after the panel asked you questions, again, because of the condition you were in, you fainted again. And then you only regained consciousness when you found yourself in another room.
Yes.
And that was the room where you saw Fatoumata Jawara and Nogo Njai.
Yes.
And at that time you told us that you were very dizzy.
Yes.
Did you faint again after that, or were you conscious throughout?
Fo inata ketule je fanan kota ke bang fodun ima keto man boy kanje
jani kata lopta jani kan samba loptano to onata ketu jele fu yen samba loptano to keto e mbula loptano.
Before I was taken to the hospital, I fainted there again. I only regained consciousness when I was taken to the hospital.
When you were taken to the hospital,
biri samba loptano.
Can you tell us if that hospital was within the NIA premises somewhere, or was it outside the building?
It was in the middle there.
And you told us that when you regained consciousness, that was when Nogoi told you that a doctor wanted to inject you.
Yes.
But she told the doctor not to do that.
Yes.
And she told you to be careful. You said the doctor came again while you were conscious. But you still refused for him to inject you.
Yes.
You said that you had heard a lot of things regarding people who had been injected and they subsequently died. Can you tell us what you are referring to? What are some of the examples that you recall?
Wo santiangolu dolu foi hakilo sa mutanole nene menu pengu natafa batabu.
Hani kwa minkamu imol kafo nka sosoroke.
No, just like I used to hear people talk about these things, but I usually deny it.
You told us that when the doctor offered to inject you, it's because you had been urinating blood for about 15 days, correct?
Ako doctor o lafte pengula nyina kanko katu atatale fotil tanni lulu ekayelole jalamuta.
Yes.
Do you know why you were urinating blood?
Ako foi fama yalo no munan ekayelo jalamuta nu.
Ala yalo malo. Haninke binkamire.
God knows I did not know. Up to till today, I keep thinking about it.
You told us that it lasted for 15 days.
Yenyum fonyenko atatale fotil tanni lulu.
Yes, for 15 days.
When was the first time you noticed that you were urinating blood?
Ya korosi watu jumale follow kafoko yeyelole jalamuta.
After I regained consciousness, I said I was going to the restroom. They put me on a wheelchair and they took me to the restroom. I went, and when I urinated, I realized that I was urinating blood. I then told them that I was urinating blood.
Sergeant
Jeng said that they were going to try other means, all they could. It could be that that was not blood. So for the next time, when I wanted to go to the restroom, they brought a tin inside the room. Sergeant Jeng came to realize that, in fact, this was actually blood. It was after that that the doctor came in.
Had that ever happened to you before?
Ako fo nineketela numbang janing wo nyinkol bekela.
No, I never saw this before.
Did the doctor tell you why that was happening?
Fo doctor onyum nata fo en munan na wobeke kambang.
ani amo fa inte fa woni docteur o man biato bara na tele ngai tende la ko ntempingula bari birimbe bantanka ko mo min be moy Allah taala man so en natija abe saniyata maka ko fa banta be kerde man son docteur o yima.
Well, I refused to be injected because when I was outside, I had a lot of things that happened to people at the NIA. So this is why I refused to be injected. There were things which I denied at that time, but now I saw it with my own eyes. This is why I refused to be injected.
I'm trying to understand if the doctor was able to tell you why he thought you were urinating blood.
For doctor I jubel I afraid dalilo me yakendi be yelo sumunaka.
Nogoy was the one who asked him that, and he said it was due to the beatings.
You told us that this had never happened to you before.
It never happened. I never saw it.
And it lasted for 15 days.
It lasted for 15 days.
During those 15 days, were you still at the NIA premises or were you taken elsewhere?
I was inside the hospital,
which was within the NIA premises, correct?
Yes, I was inside there.
And the doctor that you have been referring to, was it always Dr. Sanyang, or were there different doctors that attended to you?
Dr. Sanyang kilingule kamuruna mfodo ika Dr. Dole nata.
Okola bire Dr. Sanyang ya for sajini yoko del manso ala jara rola. Anata Dr. Donati muno solet.
After Dr. Sanyang said to Jeng that I refused to accept to be treated by him, they brought in another nurse.
Do you remember the name of the nurse?
The nurse's name was Fatou Dabo.
You explained to us one of the consequences, which was urinating blood. What about pain? Did you feel any pain at that point?
That time, the kind of pain I used to feel, in fact, dying was going to be better for me.
Can you tell us where you felt pain?
That time, as I am like this, I was unable to sit.
My other eye, where they hit me, continued to bleed.
Apart from that, did you have any other injuries?
The wounds were many. Even my hand, during those times, it was unable to do anything. It is only now that it is better.
You're referring to your left hand?
Yes, my left hand.
You also mentioned that the pain you felt was was unbearable. You would have rather, it's almost like you'd prefer dying, I believe was the word that you used.
To God, yes.
Can you try and describe that pain to us so that we have a better understanding of what you felt and where you felt it?
Aketa nyaadile ani balo minto ni minto le fonga ye batandi dimi to kendake
kata birina tek ni bebe yitiro ndo ka bete muka sino bukallano kallano dami ngada ha wala mun nimbe salila nkallale te ngan sali.
In those days, the pain was so intense that from my back, coming down to my sides, coming down to my backside, to my thighs, they were all paining seriously. In fact, if I had to pray, I had to lie down on my stomach and pray, but I cannot move certain parts of my body.
When the nurse, Fatou Dabo, arrived,
Bring Fatou Dabo nata no so nying.
Can you tell us what kind of treatment or what kind of medical assistance she provided?
Afonyeng ay mun jaral façon le keye wala ay topoto no nyaadile.
Biri Fatou Dabo nata.
When Fatou Dabo came,
Tata borol sanna.
she went and bought some medicines.
Football lal kanim boro min pompe.
The kind, the dip spray, she bought it. That it was what she bought. And some tablets.
And penicillin tulumal.
And penicillin, which was in creamy form. When she came, I said, Fatou Dabo, you are a woman and we too are women. And all of us are citizens of this country. There is no single person here that I can trust. And this is what I have to tell you. Before you will touch us, you will swear that you will assist us and that you will not betray us. Then she told us that if God wills it, she will not betray us and that she was going to do all she could to help us. That was when I accepted her to treat us. So when morning comes and we are taken to be washed, and when you come and you lie down and she starts pumping you with this deep heat, you used to feel it inside, even up to your heart. And she also gave us tablets which we drank, and that helped to subside the pain. All of that time, I was unable to sit. This side, I had a swelling there. It nearly paralyzed my leg. I was in that situation. She did all her best to be honest to God. She did not betray us. But once they realized that she was assisting us, they nearly arrested her. She had to abscond and run away from the country. And she went to Senegal.
You told us that the first time you tried to go to the bathroom, you had to use a wheelchair. For how long did you continue to use a wheelchair?
After some time, I began to force myself to walk so that my legs will not be paralyzed. When Fatou Dabo came, when I want to go to the restroom, I will tell her to assist me. She will put her arm under me and assist me to go to the restroom.
You mentioned a Sergeant Jeng.
Yes, Sergeant Jeng Tolefo.
Do you know if he was a member of the NIA or if he worked for a different security outfit?
Yalon ne fo abedu kola nun NIA wole bang fa bedu kola bunda dole.
Operation commander what?
He was the operations commander.
At the NIA?
NIA.
Yes.
While you were at the medical clinic within the NIA,
Wato mebo loptan ndingo to NIA korda kono ji.
Did you have any conversations with any of the NIA officers apart from the Sergeant Jeng?
Na mankenyi Sergeant Jente for in NIA do kula dolu dia mutale jebang.
Honey.
No.
Can you tell us how much time you spent at the NIA?
Afanye ye wati jelle keje yetilu nanga mumbenke je.
I spent a month there.
During that period, that 1 month period of detention, can you tell us a bit about the conditions at the NIA? So a bit about the facilities where you slept, for example. Whether you were provided with any food, and whether, for instance, you had visits from family or relatives.
We never saw anyone there. As for the food, they used to bring the food, but we were the ones who never ate it. Because of a lack of trust, we never ate their food.
Fatou
Dabo said to Jeng, Fatou is here, she's sick, and we have advised her to stop fasting, but she still insists on fasting. So when Jeng came there, he asked Nogoy, she asked Nogoy, I heard that you used to be supplied food, but you normally don't use the food. What is your problem? Nogoy said to him, we will not eat your food because we know that you want to kill us.
He said to Nogoy that don't have those kinds of thoughts in your mind to say that we want to kill you people.
He said to Nogoy, we are not going to kill you. But Nogoy said to him, of course, yes. Because what you have done to us, you have shown that you are capable of killing us. And then he said to Nogoy, now from now, every day, I don't know if it's $50 or 25, I have forgotten. That for every day, that amount was for us at the NIA. Now, Nogoy said that we should be using the money to buy drinks that had vitamin. So we were buying those kind of drinks. And they'll bring it to us. And give each one your own. Each one of us will drink our own. In the end, Nogoy and the sergeant spoke. The sergeant told her that he heard that I was fasting. He said to her that what made him fearful of me is that I am someone who is causing them. I said to the sergeant, I am not someone who causes people. I said to him, if you curse, it used to spread out. I said to him, God the Almighty said that we are all commodities of the Almighty. If the one commodity is not afraid of troubling the other, that commodity that has been troubled should submit itself to God. I said to him, I don't curse people, I only entrust myself to the Almighty. One other day, I said to him, Sergeant, if you want to run, run. He laughed and asked why I asked him to run away. I said to him, the person on whose behest you beat people, his government has come to an end. He laughed and said to Nogoy that I have lost my mind. After that, I kept quiet. I never spoke. He said he will not run away, that each month he used to go to Dakar to go and take medicine. He will never run away. And that Yaya will never leave this place as well. He said that each time they beat people, that is when they get more power. I said to him, well, fine. Yes.
I would like to ask you a few questions about what happened to Nogoy Njai as well as Fatoumata Jawara. You said Nogoy Njai told the Sergeant Jeng that after what you have done to us. She didn't trust him. Did she tell you what happened to her?
Yes.
Yes, of course. We are all in the same room.
Can you tell us what she told you?
It's not what she told me. I was seeing her. She too was beaten.
She's somebody who is well built. She fought with them. Because she's a bit powerful.
You said they beat her. Can you tell us what you observed?
Bari biru bali pala otumo akende abata ngalabonto akija faro suto mumeonka kumomutale.
Well, she was beaten mercilessly, and there was a time when she also cannot walk. Sometimes I help her, but at night I have to hold her head to steady her down.
Are you referring to Nogoy Njai or are you referring to Fatoumata
Jawara? Both of them.
So essentially they had a similar experience to you.
Yes, exactly.
You said that they were beaten mercilessly, as you put it.
Yes.
And it was even difficult to walk.
Yes.
Can you tell us if you observed any other injuries or any other difficulties as a result of what they experienced?
Ye baramadolu soton ne bang me ya lonka se mantora itela jero kola ilawo mantod bilawo bute rokono fo I hakilo si ojabang.
Ko fana mantoro soton.
Yes, they also suffered they were brutalized.
Can you give us examples of what you mean?
Ako fo si santiangul fo no nyene ila kumo koto momenti yalo ya fo ko balo dulalu faratale duladu funuta Nogoy's finger was broken. Nogoy Njai.
Fatoumata Jawara defan la nimbe awututaleno
Ala mumfeng
akomate abele wututano
Fatoumata Jawara's back was all over bruised.
You mentioned that when you were taken to the NIA, you were taken along with other detainees apart from Fatoumata Jawara and Nogoy Njai. Do you know what happened to the other detainees apart from the women?
No, the others, you never see each other with them.
You said you spent about 1 month at the NIA.
Yes.
Where were you taken after 1 month?
Inside that 1 month, the sergeant removed us from the hospital where we were and took us to another room. He opened the first door, opened the second door, and then put us into the third room and locked it up. We were there until Usenu and others came out inquiring about our whereabouts. That was when they removed us from the hospital and took us there and hid us there.
When you say until Usainu and others inquired about your whereabouts, which Usainu are you referring to?
Usainu Dabo.
How do you know that him along with other people inquired about your whereabouts?
Yes.
Sergeant stated that.
So after Usainu and others inquired, Usainu Daba and others inquired about your whereabouts, you were moved to another room.
Sergeant bring ayo nyininka roke alla kuola drong yali bondi obumokono yali samba bundoto.
And eventually after 1 month you were transferred out of the NIA.
So atata hanfo karimume okola lo inatali fintin di NIA kono.
Yes.
Can you tell us where you were taken next?
Silambri yali bondi oto yali samba mi.
Mile 2.
They took us to mile 2.
Can you tell us how long you spent at mile 2?
Afanyen kota ke ye wati jolle ke mile 2.
Mile 2 hakilo mutai wati dantane kije yansamba court.
I cannot recall, but we spent a little time there, and then we were taken to the court. They brought us back. One day, as I was sitting down, a paramilitary vehicle came in. They came and said that they were there to collect us and take us to Makati.
You said that you were taken to court while you were at mile 2.
Yes,
in Banjul.
Can you tell us what you know about the process at the court? Do you recall if you were charged with any crime?
Yes, of course.
Do you recall what crime you were charged with?
They said we came out to demonstrate without a permission, without a permit, and that was an offense. That was what they said.
Do you recall what the outcome of the case was?
The court did not last. They came to pick us up to take us away.
You said that you were taken to Janjangbure. I believe you said Makati, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Can you tell us where you were taken exactly?
They took us to the prison that is there.
Can you tell us the conditions of the prison?
That prison was bad. In fact, when going there, I had to lie down inside the vehicle until we arrived there. because I was sick. Okay, we were put on board a big truck and a tarpaulin was put on top of the vehicle. Until we arrived at Makati at a very late time in the night. When we arrived there, the paras took us down and handed us over to the people at the prison there. They locked up the doors.
We suffered there a lot. It's not a small suffering. The place of sleep was also not good. The food was not good. We found one woman there. Her name was Awa. She was the one who used to hide food and steal food for us to eat.
Even on our beds, there were maggots walking around on the beds. These small insects and small flies that fly during the night, we have to endure sleeping with them on the bed.
In that room, we go to the restroom in that same room. That is where we also do everything. One day, I became emboldened and I said to Nogoy and Fatou, this woman that we see, she puts on a veil and I think she's a Muslim. Let us plead with her so that she could allow us to go out and be performing ablution. Fatou Jawara said that I should not tell her that. I said to her, no, I will tell her. God willed it. She came. Once she opened the door and came inside, she greeted and I responded. I got up and sat down. I said to her, Anatara, and she answered. I said to her, I am going to plead just for one thing. You have arrested us, it's true. I want to plead with you so that I can be able to fulfill my religious obligations, so that you could allow me to be going out and be able to perform my ablution, so that I can come inside and perform my prayers. I said to her, where you go to the restroom and you come back and do all other things, to come back and pray in the same place is not something that is acceptable. She said no, that she will not do that, that we should not feel air outside. I also said to her, I present you before God. I said to her, imprisonment, you can do that to us, but you cannot take my religion away from me. She went out and she left. She got out and left. After that, Fatou Jawara said to me, you know, I told you not to talk to her and you insisted. This is good for you. Now they took us to court at Mansakonko. When we went to the court, the court did not end. The police, the head of the police was there. I think his name is Traore at the Mansakonko police station. He said that nobody would spend the night there. And he said also that our situation was that The women were not feeling well. The men too were not feeling well. That if we spend the night there, it could be that one of us would die. And if there was a death reported, it will be said that it happened at the Mansakonko police station.
Then they said, whatever they are to do with us, let them go ahead and do it with us. And that same night again, they brought in a truck and put us on board a truck, and we went back to Janjambure and arrived there very late at night. Then following day again, we were brought back to the court. Alhamdulillah, well, thanks to God, the people there helped us. That day, many of us saw our family members because people came in abundance. We saw our family members. We saw our loved ones. That day, there was no court again. Now they just decided that they are going to lock us up. 3 years imprisonment with hard labor. That's how they took us back. When they took us back, we were there. I felt sick very badly there. When I felt that, they took me to another place. I don't know whether it was a hospital or an ordinary house. They fixed drips for me. They wanted to inject me again. I refused. There was a man who came there and said that I am a doctor. If I leave things with him, you will not spend even the day here today. That was the time I agreed for him to inject me. I was brought back. At night, when I was praying my nafila prayers, an owl came through our window. When that owl came in, I heard the owl making noise with its wings. I continued praying. When I was ready, the surahs the Quranic surahs that I can recite, if I read any surah, I blow the wind towards the owl.
Can you, I'll allow you to finish that because I want to ask you a couple of questions and then I'll hand over to the commissioners who may also ask you additional questions. So please finish telling us that story and then I will ask a couple of quick questions and then hand over.
Ako kadu silang alaftale purka ela ko di komisona labari alaftale yin dinkira bang satala so ni oto bang satala kuma danta babula be nyini ngala menula janna be la kota la kamrundi komisona lukan.
After I did that,
kunolu nata
aboita kikewani mboita
the owl fell down. After it fell, Fatumata Jawara shouted.
She came to me, grabbed me,
and held me. I said to her, be calm and put God in your affairs. That was when the guard ran from the back and came. When he came, the bird got up. And he also said to the bird, if I had found you here, I would have shot you. Nogoi was sick that night until she was flat. The day that the bird came, that was the day that they took her to the Bansang hospital. God having it, Nogoi was admitted there, and as a result, she announced my incarceration at the prison to the whole world. When they took Nogoy to the hospital,
that's the time when the prison officer said, even if you people are going to die here, we will not take you to the hospital anymore. Because when Nogoy was taken to the hospital at Bansang, whoever comes around, whoever Nogoy sees, she will announce their incarceration to those people so that they can announce it to the outside world. Within those few days, the officers gave them tough time there. They went on telling us very nasty words. We also kept quiet. With the grace of Allah, they later removed us from there. By the grace of Allah, they removed us from there and brought us back to Mile 2.
Can you tell us when you were finally released from prison?
I spent 8
months there.
And do you know what led to your release?
There was an election. After the election, we were released. After we were released, all of us went home. But we were going to the courts from time to time. When the court day comes, Hussein will call us and we will go to court. And God having it, at the end of the day, we were all free from it.
Can you tell us what impact this entire experience has had on you and your family?
Ay munkule sabu itama sondomola karola ila hamayala karola inila dimbayalu ni badingulu.
Alhamdulillah bana kila tantula.
I thank God.
Badingulu yakata.
My family, they tried.
Momo yeminno yake.
Each one, whatever they could do, they did.
Dimbaya fana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
The family too, thanks to God.
Abuka fitino bay abuka nikuya bay.
Well, one has to bear in mind that always there will be trouble. But I thank God, my colleagues also stood for me. They didn't leave my family members alone. They all helped my family members. They had enough food. They had clothes. I had nothing but to pray for the whole of the Gambia. To pray for Usainu Dabo and his family. Juma? To pray for Auntie Yamseka and her family. All members of the UDP party came to my house. They all did whatever they could. They all tried very well for my family. People in the diaspora also did very well for us. It's not only for me. They did very good things for all of us. None of our families went hungry or had suffered anything else. But so if I was able to come out and live to see the day today, if I don't extend my thanks to those people, then I am not a good person. My sincere thanks to Antuman Gay, the lawyer, and his team. They did very well for us. They were able to do a lot of things for us. Even the small community where I live, they decided to collect money and the people around and bring it for my family. I am extending my sincerest thanks to all of them, and I thank God. The people who are also here today, Your intention is to establish the truth here.
It sounds as though you're giving your final closing remarks. Perhaps whatever else you want to add to what you've already said, you can say after the commissioners have asked questions. But I would like to thank you very much for answering my questions. Mr. Chairman, I hand over to you for additional questions and the last part of her final remarks as well. Thank you. Council ko ay ko sawundi commissioner la karola niwlu fanal be nyinin kala isi nyinin kanu ni operator ifanansine la kumo kum fadulake.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you, Mrs. Camara, for coming to testify before the Commission.
Chairman ko ay council numbara wolem loyati me nyinin ka akabe te fango fana Mrs. Camara abe numbara la abe jaila isonta inata yesede yaro ke commission nyati limula.
I have only a small comment before turning to the commissioners.
Akaye kumandin ne soto alafta mem banke la jannabe kodi la commissioner dolla.
Yente karandi bide kula nene mamemlo.
Ako ya karandi kula biya nene mamemlo.
Wala mo.
You have educated me on something which I have never known, that a member of the Kamarakunda was able to bring down an owl through the verses of the Quran. I thought that all of them were unbelievers, which is why when I am told that a member of the Kamarakunda is an imam, I don't usually believe it.
But Al-Quran sorol turn into But
to turn the verses of the Quran into a weapon to kill an owl.
Yeah. But anyway,
but as I said, that is wisdom for all of us here.
Besides that, a brief comment. I just want to repeat what I said earlier. The tragedy that you had gone through and the suffering and in the hands of an agent of the state is outrageous.
Ako wakuma kangulu kola lafta men lala je wolem yeman toro ni jarabo ni ngaibo men taki molu bulu men ya lon ko fangulu bu man sakunda do kula leti ako kujaw bale moti.
Truly sorry about that.
Ako mu bala fatia be hakdan la ise haketu wala.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, don't you please indicate.
Commissioner lu ni moy ñinin kar soto ako ise ayitandi.
Fine. With no questions, Mrs. Camara, if you have any closing remarks to make, please proceed to do so now.
Wairi commissioner lu mo man soto men be ñinin kala silang yakumo kum fadula men dati no sitente ilafta mun kuma kan ne sindila Gambian ko lu makotake ya to laban.
What I want to give to Gambians, that is to say that what happened, let nobody pray to God that such a thing would happen again. Those of you that are also seated here, with your good intention and your advice, thank God, people said that they are going to come to differentiate fruit from falsehood. Let us all return and become one. Let all the minds become one. You two are doing a great job here. God that stands for his people, may he also stand for you. I also want to call on my fellow women, those that are inside the Gambia here, those that also ran away and left the Gambia. Let them all come out and come to the TRRC here and testify. I want to assure them that there is truth here. And as a human being, no matter how angry you are able to speak your truth. it will add on to your life. It is better to keep that in your mind and keep thinking about it. Where I am seated here, I am with my children and my grandchildren. I could have refused to come here and testify. Coming here is not helping myself. So for women, I welcome you all. Come here and tell the truth. Defend yourself and defend your country. What we came out from, all of us seen it, so that God will protect us from such a thing again. What will prevent us from that is when truth is different, is taken out from falsehood. So I am calling on everyone, let everyone come. I will once again thank members of the diaspora to also
extend thanks to those who have been praying for this country. When I went to Senegal for treatment, the journalists came there to interview me. They even asked me, is there a place in the Gambia when you have serious trouble in the country where your elders will go and pray to God? Is that place in the Gambia? I told them that, well, there's no such place like that in the Gambia. I told them in Gambia, there are very religious, good religious people. Even during daytime, you can see somebody going. You think that if that man is a foolish man. But during the night, you don't know what happens between that man and God and Allah. I told the journalist that this is what's existing or this is what's happening in the Gambia. I told them even our children, a lot of them are religious. And even two people meet at a place. They pray to God, they open their arms and pray to God. Then one of the journalists said, well, that's the end of everything. Don't even bother to ask again. He said, the reason why I asked you, people who go into the Gambia, they counted countries where they have gone through, where fighting took place. And now you come to the Gambia, what happened here becomes so cold now. Well, that has really puzzled them. Then the journalist said, now I believe that the Fatiha and praying to Allah is so powerful that there is nothing which it cannot calm down. So I am telling Gambian people, God has given us a very mighty gift. God has given us a gift that the whole world is envious of. We have people here now who are here to establish the truth. Come out and give the truth. So that just the slogan says, never again, never again, never again. The whole world is envious of the Gambia today. And those with knowledge have also tried. I am very, very, very happy about this council. Oh, I really appreciate the council. The job that it's doing in this country. If other good citizens join up hands to this council, we will say mighty thanks to God. I am saying thanks to you. May Allah help you. May Allah give you long life and prosperity. You started with the name of God, Bismillah. May it be completed in the name of Allah, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. May Allah give you all long life and good health. A human being can never be able to pay you. But Allah will reward you. May Allah reward you in this world and in the hereafter. May Allah make no one regret your good deeds. In the name of the Holy Prophet and in the name of Allah and in the name of the Quran. Thanks to God, I am happy.
Thank you very much indeed, Mrs. Camara, for those very wise closing remarks and also for your prayers.
Inum barabake Mrs. Camara yo kuma kendo lumenu fo yo dualu menuke ani ye londo men fintindi jang chama ka be numbara wala.
We'll take a lunch break and come back at 2:30.
Mbita konton dahala nyin tembe dahande wala konton wato betun simurun nan jantalam fanintala.
Council, you have
I do.
Please go ahead.
I was hoping that we would take advantage of the 15 minutes before the break so that we could start the next witness and then continue after the break.
Oh, that's okay with me. Actually, we can even suspend the lunch break.
I wouldn't go that far. But if we can just have about just less than 5 minutes to do the switch over, then we can start now.
Fine, but we would suspend, not adjourn the meeting for 5 minutes, so we can say thank you to Mrs. Camara.
Indeed,
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you so much. Meeting is suspended for 5 minutes.